Welcome friends, my name is Vivek Gupta and you are watching my channel Engineer Vivek Gupta. And today we came with a new chapter of professional photography, and this chapter will be based on the different types of lenses your eye to see the world through camera. You can follow me on my Facebook page, ID is vivek.gupta2703, and you can also follow me on my Instagram page, it is vivek.gupta277. So without wasting time, let's quickly start this chapter. So these are the things which we are going to cover in this chapter. We will first quickly recap the last lesson, then we will discuss about different types of lenses. As you can see, I have shown in this image that there are different types of lenses. Each lens is different from each other. So let's get started and see how these lenses are different from each other. So first we will recap the last chapter. So in the last chapter we have discussed about the different components of the camera. In a camera there are different components like light path, aperture, lens element, shutter, sensor, flip up mirror, zoom ring, focus ring, etc. So we will look in this picture as it shows the body of a camera. So this is the light path. Light path is the light which is entering inside the camera through the lens. So aperture allows the amount of light which is going inside the lens. Then these lens elements help us to adjust the focus and the zoom in and zoom out of the camera. Then light falls on this flip up mirror, and this flip up mirror reflects the light in the pentaprism, and pentaprism reflects the light through to the eyepiece, so that we can see the image what our lens is seeing, or we can see the light which is entering through the camera lens. When you press the shutter release button, then this flip up mirror goes up and this shutter is opens. Then the light coming from the lens directly fall on this sensor, and then after the camera can capture the image. This is the quick recap of the last chapter, and you can go to my last chapter to see what are to see details about all these components. So before going to the different types of lenses, first understand what is a camera lens. So a camera lens is a combination of glass lenses along with electrical equipments fitted inside a body of a lens. They work in such a combination that we capture a great image. So you can say it is an assembly of different types of glass lens and electrical equipments which helps us to capture image, which helps us to zoom in and zoom out, which helps us to reduce and increase the amount of light entering inside a camera. So this is the view of a camera lens, or you can say a DSLR lens is looks like this. And if you see, or if you expand the lens of a smartphone camera, then it will look like this. So here you can see different types of lenses are attached in a smartphone camera, and they are attached in such a sequence that they help us to adjust all the things which are required to capture a image. Then here is a discussion about the wide angle lenses. Wide angle lenses are ranging between 8 mm to 35 mm. 8 mm is known as the widest angle, and 35 is little bit you can say it is not as much as wide as 8 mm. So here we can see wide angle lenses offer a broad expanse with an aggregated perspective, making it ideal for shooting large building, narrow indoor spaces and vast nature. So basically here it is said that to capture landscape, to capture buildings, to capture street photography, or to capture wide area, we use wide angle lenses. In landscape, our intention is to capture as much as wide which can be captured inside a photo frame. So wide angle lenses are used there to capture more nature inside a frame. As you can see in this picture which is in the background, it is captured using a wide angle lens, and a wide nature has been captured using this wide angle lens. So wide angle lens are very good for landscape photography. Then prime lenses or fast lenses. These lenses are used to capture portraits, wedding photography, travel photography, etc. So basically, prime lenses are those lenses which have fixed focal length. You cannot change the focal length of these type of lenses. Very commonly used prime lenses are 35 mm, 50 mm, 85 mm, and 105 mm lenses. These are very commonly used. Most of the time, if you see a prime lens with any of the photographer or a beginner, so you will see a 50 mm lens because it is a very common lens. You can see here is a picture which is captured using a 50 mm prime lens. 50 mm prime lens, or you can the prime lens has a capability to focus the object, and everything except the object will be out of focus. As you can see, the background is creamy and blurred, so this gives a bokeh effect. So prime lenses are basically used for portraits, because in portrait our intention is to focus on the object, only on the object, and all the other things except the object should not in the focus. So that's why we use such type of lenses for portraits. Then close-up lenses. Close-up lenses are used for taking pictures of objects by going very close to them. As you can see here, I have clicked a picture of a small piece of rock, and you can see the structure of the rock here. So it is captured using a close-up lens. So ideal for taking photograph of flowers, insects, food, jewelry, coins, stamp, or other small objects. These micro Nikkor lenses will help you capture every details with stunning clarity. So basically these close-up lenses, or you can say macro lenses, both are same. These are used to capture small things, small objects which cannot be captured using a normal lens, like flowers, insects, food, jewelry, etc. So very commonly used close-up, or you can say macro lenses, are 40 mm lens, 60 mm lens, 200 mm lens, or 85 mm lens. These type of lenses work just opposite to the zoom lenses. We will discuss about that. Means it 200 mm lens will zoom the object, but it will zoom the object in close-up manner, not in the normal manner. So if once you use it, you will know how these this works. But basically, to capture a flower by going very close to it, or if you want to capture a small insect by going to very close to it, these types of lenses are used. Then Teddy converters. These are not actually lenses, these are converters which are used. So these teleconverters are used to increase the focal length of any of the lens which you have. So teleconverters increase the original focal length to 2x or 1.7x or 1.4x. These are the factors. So for example, if you are using a 2x teleconverter lens, and if you are using this teleconverter lens for a 50 mm lens, then the 50 mm multiplied by 2, then 100 mm. So the 50 mm lens will act like a 100 mm lens. Similarly, for other teleconverter lenses, so these are basically used to increase the focal length by adding a ring between the camera body and a lens. So in this manner, this is attached to the camera body. You can also attach 2 or more in a single combination to get more and more zoom factor. Then these are zoom lenses. There are different types of zoom lenses. As you can see, most of you have seen. If you see, you can say National Geographic Channel or Discovery Channel, the wildlife photographers, So they basically use these type of lenses because these lenses are used to capture an object which is far from us. Without, for example, if you want to capture a lion, you will not go close to it. So our intention is to keeping ourselves away from the object, we can capture the image. So these types of lenses allow to increase the focal length and get close to the object without going to near the object. Zoom lenses are come in three types. These are normal zoom, high zoom and super zoom. We can use different lens as per the situation to capture the images. So the zoom lens ranging between 18 mm to 70 mm. So this range is known as normal zoom range. So if you see any of the lens which is ranging between 18 mm to 70 mm, then you can say it is a normal zoom lens. Then if you see a lens with 70 mm to 300 mm focal length, then you can say it is a high zoom lens. And if you see a lens with 300 mm to 600 mm, then it is basically for super zoom lenses. And at last, if you see any of the lens with 600 mm to 800 mm or beyond it, these types of lenses are known as telephoto zoom lens or super zoom lenses. Basically, these two lenses are part of one, but I have made this difference between them because basically you see a barrier between this super zoom and telephoto zoom. So the lenses which have focal length more than 600 mm, you can say these are telephoto zoom lenses. So these are the different types of zoom lenses. Basically these type of lenses are used to capture the images of the objects which are far from us, and our intention is not to go close to the object. In those situations we use these type of lenses. These type of lenses gives us a wide range of picture quality. You can capture a bird which is sitting at the top of a tree, as we know that every time it is not possible to climb a tree. So these type of lenses help us to capture the image of a bird which is sitting at the top of the tree. Or you can say if a person is climbing a mountain and the person is at a height and we don't wish to go there, then using these type of lenses we can capture the images. These are used for landscape, these are used for portrait, these are used for sports photography, wildlife photography, and we have n number of use of these type of lenses. Then lenses we must have in our backpack. This is a very good question, and we should consider this every time while going to outside, when we are going somewhere where we need to capture some pictures. So what type of lenses we should keep in our backpack? So for beginners as well as professional photographers, we must have some lenses in our backpack. Lenses should be considered in such a manner that they can fulfill variety of needs. So first of all, every camera, whenever you purchase a camera, you will get a kit lens. So kit lenses are very good, and these kit lenses are used as a wide angle lens as well as a fixed lenses, or you can use these lenses as a zoom lenses. Those kit lenses has a variety of use. So every time if you go outside, you must have kit lens with you, because you cannot say that if you are going outside and every time you have to use a prime lens. By going to place, if you see the scene and suddenly you remember, oh, I should capture this image using a wide angle lens. So at that time this kit lens will help you. So every time you must have a kit lens with you. Then You must also have a prime lens with you or a fixed lens with you. You can keep 35 mm, you can keep 50 mm, or you can keep 85 mm, depending upon your requirement. So it is not required to purchase all these three lenses. Go to the camera shop and test all these three prime lenses and select which one is the best for you. Then the zoom lens. You must also have a zoom lens in your bag. It should not super zoom, it should not a telephoto zoom lens, or it should not a normal zoom lens. You must have a high zoom lens, it is considered, because these lenses most of the time complete your requirement. So basically you can say in your camera backpack you must have a kit lens. It is recommended and it is mandatory. Then if it is possible to carry a prime lens with you, then please carry a prime lens, and if it is possible to carry a zoom lens, then go with a zoom lens. So I have different types of lenses with me. So whenever I go outside, I carry my kit lens with me, as well as I have 50 mm prime lens. I carry 50 mm prime lens, as well as I have a 70 mm to 35 mm 70 mm to 300 mm zoom lens. So I most of the time when I go outside, I carry all these three lenses, because for example, before some time I gone to India Gate. At that time I thought I will capture all the things using this prime lens, but when I reached there and I observed the surrounding, then I think that I should use this kit lens. And when I visited the war memorial, at that time I think that I should use a zoom lens. So in such a scenario, these three lenses will help you to decide which type of lens you should use or which type of lens you should not use, because when you are at home, you cannot say this type of lens will help you to shoot the image which you want to capture. So by reaching to the place, or once the scene is in front of your eyes, then after you can say what lens fits your requirement. Then these are some sample pictures I have taken with my kit lens, prime lens and zoom lens. So this picture is captured by using 18 mm wide angle lens. So you can see a wide area I have covered in this scene. Lots of trees, landscape, lots of houses are covered in a single frame. So to capture such type of images where you want to capture wide nature, wide landscape, so these type of lenses are used to capture all these things. Then this is the image taken by 55 mm but with the kit lens. As you can see in your kit lens, that kit lens vary from 18 mm to 55 mm. So the last picture which we have seen, this picture is taken by kit lens at 18 mm, and this picture is clicked at 55 mm using the kit lens. And you can see I have gone close to the object and I try to capture the landscape. So things are clear here, everything is clear, showing clear, and details are very good. Then this picture is captured by a prime lens. I have a 50 mm prime lens, so this picture I have captured using a 50 mm prime lens. And as you can see, the bokeh effect is very creamy and the object is showing very clear. So these type of effects can be captured using a prime lens. Then this picture is captured using a high zoom lens, and this picture is captured at 300 mm. So if you want to capture a portrait, here is a trick, that if you want to click a portrait, you can use a prime lens as well as a zoom lens. Now you will think how it is possible. So see, let's see both the images, the last image and this image. In this image you can see that the surrounding except the object, all the things are not in focus and all the things are out of focus and showing a creamy bokeh effect. Then in this picture the object is clear but surrounding is out of focus. So in both the scene we are able to capture the object in focus and everything out of focus. So we can say prime lens as well as zoom lens both can be used to capture portraits with background blur. But there is a drawback with the zoom lens, because if you use a zoom lens to capture a portrait with a blurred background, then you have to go very far from your object, and if anytime while you are clicking the picture anything comes between you and the object, then that thing will be captured in the scene. So that is a drawback of the zoom lens. Otherwise you can use a zoom lens as a lens which can be used to capture an image with blurred background. So thank you for being part of this chapter. I think that we have covered all the things very short duration. So we have discussed different types of lenses, wide angle lenses ranging between 8 mm to 35 mm, basically used to capture landscape like this which is showing here. And then we have prime lenses. Prime lenses are used to capture portraits, wedding photography, because they have fixed focal length and varying aperture value. Then zoom lenses are used to capture the images of the object for which we cannot go close to the object, like capturing an image of lion, tiger or anything where we cannot go close to the object. And then we discussed about the teleconverters. Teleconverters are used to increase the focal length of the lens which you are using. They have a zoom in factor. So these type of lenses are very common, and we have also discussed that what type of lenses you should carry in your camera bag. So it is preferred that you should carry a kit lens as well as a prime lens as well as a zoom lens. But kit lens has a fixed lens like 18 to 55 mm, but prime lens and zoom lens you can decide by depending upon your requirement. It is not sure, or you cannot say it is fixed that you should use a 50 mm lens. If you like 85 mm, you can use 85 mm. If you like 35 mm prime lens, you can use 35 mm prime lens. So go to camera shop and use different type of lenses and see what camera lens suits you and what type of lens you should use. So next chapter will be based on the different photo compositions, and we will discuss about the compositions in a photo. And if you like this chapter, please like the video, share this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you for being part of this course. We will meet in the next chapter. Thank you.